Hey cuties, I'm Lanikia and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is the Days of Our Lives edition, so let's jump right into it. Today is Tuesday, June the 7th, 2022. Y'all, this was a good episode to me because you know what, Belle has been getting on my nerves, but the more this goes on, I feel bad for Belle, and she's starting to be one of my favorites on there. So I'm gonna give this one a 7.5 today, because when I say Belle went off, she went smooth off. All right, so let's get right into it. Okay, listen. Allie, Chanel, and Johnny. Okay, so they fight. I'm not gonna hold you long on this because it wasn't much. They're fighting over Chanel. Chanel said, "I am a human being, not a thing, not an object for you two to sit here and fuss and fight over. Like I'm not even here." And they said, "We are not going to get into it. We are brothers and sisters. What the devil taught us that we have a connection, and we are not going to lose our brotherly and sisterly connection, even though we both love you. If you choose one of us, we'll be okay with that." But they said, "But you need to go on and choose." And Chanel really did. If you want to keep it that way, you really do need to go ahead and choose. But she said, "I can't choose right now. I love you both," or whatever. I said, "What in the heck of bells?" And Johnny says, "Well, Allie, really, the devil broke up Chanel and I, so you should back off or whatever." I couldn't understand what Johnny was saying. And Allie said, "Well, we were together or whatever, so we had emotional." So I could understand what Allie was saying. I really don't care which one of them gets Chanel because the whole thing is weird to me. To be quite honest with you, it's weird. It's weird. Neither one of you need her, but so they're gonna just decide. They're gonna keep it friendly, keep it cute, and everything. And Chanel gave Allie her job back at the restaurant. I mean, not at the restaurant, with that sweet bites, sweet bits. She gave her job back and everything. So it is what it is. I'm not gonna hold you long on this. They leave, and Chanel leaves, and Allie and Johnny say, "Let's go share a basket of fries like we were children, because we not finna let this break us up." I said, "Well, good for y'all, but you need to go over here and get your daddies, because they's about to come to blows." And lo and behold, Lucas and EJ are over there insulting each other, like, cause EJ is snob. I like that little snob, but EJ is a snob. So he over there insulting Lucas by telling him, "Y'all, y'all beneath me." Like, look at our lineage. Compared to, like, you compare the two, it is what it is. Like, I don't even have to go into details, but I will. So he went to running down how they are compared to the Hortons, and all that kind of stuff. And Lucas was like, "Now watch yourself now." I don't know why I've never liked Lucas. Even back in the day, he always reminded me of, like, just a little pest. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just something about Lucas that I never really liked. And so EJ told Lucas, "I know you kidnapped Sammy and blood framed me for it. I'm gonna get you back for that." And Lucas is like, I said, "Lucas, for somebody to be guilty, really guilty of something that you really did do, I mean, but I guess, like what they say, hit dogs will holler." So, anyways, Lucas and EJ gonna get into it over Chanel and um which twin should be with her or whatever. Of course, each dad, chose their twin or whatever. And so then when Johnny and Allie come up, Lucas and EJ going at it or whatever. And so Johnny holding EJ back, and Lucas gonna take a cheap shot. I said, "Nah, see, Lucas, that's why I don't like you. That's why I don't like your little self. It's gonna take that cheap shot." Well, anyways, they broke them up, and Allie was like, "Why are y'all fighting?" He said, "Because he still thinks I kidnapped Sammy." Isn't that ludicrous? No. No, it's not. And so Johnny said, "What's going on? What y'all fighting about, Mom?" And EJ said, "You don't need to worry about it." Like, yes, EJ, tell him. And like all these other parents need to tell their children, stay out of grown people business. They ain't got nothing to do with y'all while they was fighting. Even though you had to break that up, childish. And so, anyway, so they doing all this talking or whatever, and Belle comes in. Now, Belle comes in. Okay, wait. Let me go ahead and wrap these people up. So, speaking of Chanel, we see that Xander and Sarah they in the bed or whatever, and she telling, he catching her up on stuff she missed. She's like, I know I was out of there or whatever, so I don't expect you to have not dated anyone. Girl, he didn't just date, he was almost married. And so he tells her about Gwen and everything, and how Gwen treated her and everything that went on. And she said, well, you know how to pick them. But he did explain like how he and Gwen really got together and everything. And she was like, you know what, okay. And I said, Xander, if there's anything else you need to tell this girl, tell her. And he said, I can't. So then we see that they get out of the bed or whatever, because they're going, I don't know what they're gonna go do, get something to eat, do something. And they run into Chanel. Now Xander sees Chanel and she said, oh, you must be Sarah. And he like, you can see he trying to warn Chanel, but Chanel don't listen. This is yeah, Chanel is just a cute little airhead Barbie doll. Like, she's so pretty, but the girl don't be there all the time. So Chanel not paying to any of the hints, the signs, the signals that Xander is giving. And she tells, so Sarah's like, who are you? And she said, oh, I'm his ex-wife, but don't worry, we wasn't together for long. And she said, what? And then Chanel is like, he didn't tell you? And Sarah's like, no, he did not tell me. I said, Sander, this why you gonna lose Sarah. It has nothing to do with her not remembering you and all this. You lie too much, and a lie of omission is a lie. You omit too much. Like, you won't just tell her everything. You won't just tell all of the truth. This why you gonna lose the woman. So that's it with them, y'all. Let's move right along. So we're going back to Belle. So Belle is she getting drunk. So she drinking her some wine or whatever. Said, bring the whole bottle. I can't, I've had a date. Bring me the bottle. So then John comes up and she said, how did you find me or whatever? He told my hand in my ways. And she was like, oh, whatever. And so he sit down and he tells her, Sean told me that you put in to be legally separated or whatever. She said, yes. She said, I can't deal with it no more. And he says, he don't want them not to be together or whatever. But he says, does EJ have anything to do with this? And she says, no, EJ doesn't have anything to do with it. He said, I don't want you getting close to EJ and all that. Let me just tell you what happened. So he tells Belle, I wouldn't be getting too close to EJ if I was you, trying to like a relationship or whatever. Because that's Sammy's and they're always entwined. And she said, so what you trying to say? Because they got like children and all that. It was like a child, and she was like, nah, EJ always got love for AJ always has love for Sammy. And he said, and so I wouldn't put it past him, because Sammy left him heartbroken. So I wouldn't put it past him to try to stick it to Sammy by going after her little sister. Baby, I was appalled. And so was Belle. I said, wait a minute now, John. So pause right there, because Marlena comes to the show. But pause right there, because Marlena had been with Jan. So we see that Jan is sitting down in her little seat that she always be sitting in, and Sean is trying to get her to eat healthy or whatever. So he gives her a salad and everything, and she said, I don't want this. I want a burger and some fries. And he said, no, you need to start eating better for the baby. And so he this is why Bill deserves better than Sean, because he gonna sit up and get the fork and the bowl with the salad in it, and he gonna start feeding Jan the salad. And Marlena walks in and she says, "Am I interrupting anything?" And Sean says, "Oh, I was just wanting Jan to eat healthier and everything." And she says, he wants me to eat healthier, and I just want a burger and salty fries." And Marlena said, "Well, I realize that she's on bed rest, but I feel like she can feed herself." And he's like, you're right. Yes, she's right. See, this is why Belle don't want to be there with you, because you overdo things, Sean. Like, there is no reason that you should have been feeding Jan. All you had to do was hand her the ball and tell her to eat. But let me go back to Marlena. So then Marlena tells Jan, I can't be your psychiatrist. Now, was that Marlena's plan when she got there? I don't know. But seeing Sean with Jan feeding her, I would have been like, I can't be your psychiatrist either. So then Jan goes tell Marlena, well, I need help, because after my assault, I've been teetering on evil and good. And Marlena said that don't give you a reason. Now, I'm sorry for what happened to you, but that doesn't give you a reason to be evil to other people. And so Jan told her, well, you losing patience. And Sean said, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Jan. And she said, no, you losing patience. So I thought you would jump at the opportunity to have a patient. And Marlena said, well, to be honest with you, my loyal patients know that that was not me. And I'm all good. It's all good over here. And so then Jan said, well, you don't want to see me because you because of Belle. You're holding animosity because of Belle and all that kind of stuff. And I just want to be a good mommy. Don't you think this baby deserves to have a mentally healthy mommy and everything? And so Marlena gave in. And she told Jan, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and see you. And they're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much, Marlena. Thank you so much. I appreciate it or whatever. And Sean says, thank you. She said, well, who gonna protect me when I gotta go over here and tell Belle what's happening? So then Marlena leaves them, and so Jan and Sean, they continue to talk, and he continues to tell her, try to work on continuing to be a better person. She said, I am. So when he leaves, she says, I'm gonna be a better person because she doing all this because she said, well, when Sean sees that I'm a better person, from Marlena or whatever, when she co-signs me, it's nothing stopping us from being together. I said, this girl moving right along. So then Marlena goes over here to Belle, right? So Marlena over here with Belle, and she come in when Belle is about to read John the Riot Act, and she tells because Belle tells John that is very insulting. I am offended. What you just said was another man couldn't like a man couldn't want to be with me unless he was using me to get back at his ex. And he said, no, that's not what I said. That's exactly what you said. And so then Marlena comes and she said, what's going on here? I think I got here just in time. So Belle explained what John said to Marlena, and Marlena said, now, John, that was insensitive. And she said, but I have some news myself. And so Belle is like, okay, they like, what's going on? And she says, I've taken on Jan Spears as a patient. Baby, Belle went smooth off. Belle went smooth off on Marlena and John. She said, what? She said, how could you do that? And she says, everyone deserves to, have their mental health and get the best help that they can get or whatever. She says, so Belle is like, okay, I see what this is. So since you feel like a man can't want me unless he's getting back at Sammy or something, why don't you go and be with Sammy, John? And Marlena, since you want to help Jan, a woman that has ruined my family, the woman who got pregnant by my husband, darn near kicked me out of my house because she living in the house that I'm supposed to be living in with my husband and done took over and everything. Since y'all want to help her so much, the person who has caused me all this misery, why don't y'all go ahead and adopt her and let that be your daughter and you'll be happy with Sammy. So then y'all can have Sammy and Jan as your daughters because I'm not finna do this foolishness. And I said, Belle, now listen, you know that I be telling you that sometimes you overreact. But I'm here for all this right here. Go off on them because it doesn't make sense the way they just insulted you. Like y'all treating Belle like she is second best and her feelings and emotions do not matter. I can't believe it. And so Belle went off on them and then she stood up and John said, give me your keys. You can't drive. And she said, because Belle has been drinking. And so she threw them keys and she said, I'll call a cab. And so she out of there. I said, okay then, Belle. And so Marlena said, oh, I should go after her. And John said, no, no, no. And he tells her, like, he told her, but to be honest with you, we do need a sane Jan. So if you could help her and bring her back to us, reality, that's what needs to be done. And it is what it is. They feel bad for Belle, but I understood what they said on that, but that don't mean that Belle understands that. And because I'm with Belle on that. Like, God dog. The woman done took it all and not her mom. She said, not my mama finna fix the woman who's destroyed my life. It is what it is. So then Belle goes over, because Johnny and EJ are talking, right? And Johnny tells EJ, I'm gonna give Chanel space. That's what she want. That's what I'm gonna give to her, whatever. So then Belle comes in, and Johnny says, oh, I'm gonna go on upstairs, and because I got a UCLA friend, Rose sent me a script. I'm gonna read that script because I already know something going on here. He don't know exactly what it is, I guess, but he's like something going on with y'all. So Belle comes in and he was like, "You all right?" And she was like, "I went off on my parents and everything, and I can't. Can I spend the night here?" She was like, "But I mean, like in a separate bedroom or whatever." And he was like, "Of course, because he want her there anyways." And that was the days of our lives, you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Even if you don't subscribe, that's okay. But please hit that like button for me. It helps my YouTube algorithm get my videos out to more people. Thanks, guys, and I will see you tomorrow for a new episode.